Good morning, everyone. Let's begin by taking a couple deep breaths together. I just may have to let in more participants, but mostly focused here. I'm just noticing the rise and fall of the torso as we sit together and practice. Slowing everything down, even on a slow, wet Sunday morning, we can bring it down just a little bit more. Enjoying the rise and fall of the torso as we stay rooted in the anchor of breath. Now let's take a trip through the anchor of the mindful body. Whether you're sitting, standing, lying, notice where your feet make contact with whatever is supporting you. From the tips of your toes down to the backs of your heels. And then sending our awareness further up the legs, noticing your knees and thighs. Your sits bones, if you're sitting in a chair, notice where they make contact with the chair or mat or floor. Pausing to inhale and exhale in any place where you encounter pain or discomfort. Let's do that again, cycling through the lower body with our awareness and attention, thus developing our power of focus and concentration. As well as becoming very intimately connected to the present moment. Bringing our thoughts away from past, from future, from worry, right down to this tiny job of what do my feet feel like on the floor? Notice and move on. And bringing our attention to the belly. That's where we began, with the rise and fall of the torso, relaxing the belly as we breathe. Often we're under a lot of pressure to suck it all in, but not right now. Letting the belly hang out as we breathe. And just notice as it fills up with air and the torso inflates. And exhaling. Let's stay with the belly and breath for just a few more breaths. As we inhale, let's call to mind the power and strength and gratitude we experience in our physical bodies when we're careful and mindful, respectful of ourselves and others. Our bodies can be vehicles for doing great good for ourselves and others. And they don't have to look perfect or be perfect to offer this service of highest and best to ourselves and others. And what a wonderful blessing that is. And as we inhale, let's remind ourselves of this fabulous power we hold and ability, should we choose to accept it. Mission Impossible. And let's exhale any thoughts or feelings of shame or failure or unworthiness, or maybe that we're just not up to this task. Let's exhale those out. And we'll do this a couple more times. Inhaling, reminding ourselves of the purity and power and ease of these perfect, imperfect bodies that we've been given. And exhaling any sense of shame or worry, inadequacy, unworthiness, unlovability. Each breath in is an act of love and honor and respect for ourselves. And each exhalation reminds us of our responsibility to let go of what doesn't serve if we want to be highest and best, if we want to give as much as we can to ourselves and others in a way that's healthy, responsible, and fulfilling. Let's root into that anchor and that commitment to ourselves and others for just a few more breaths. Whether we practice eyes open or closed, doesn't matter. Choose what's most comfortable for you. Usually it comes down to what allows you to focus better and concentrate better. Some people's minds spin too wildly if eyes are closed, and so we can focus on one point or a few different points or colors in our practice room. And some people find the visuals too distracting and prefer eyes closed so they can settle deep within. So that is entirely personal preference. Please do what works best for you and experiment. Again, we inhale gratitude, a sense of our own ability and ease, despite anywhere we may be feeling compromised, whether we're in pain or sick, or feel like we don't look good enough, etc. Regardless of these conditions, we have this power that we can harness to treat ourselves with respect and kindness, and to let go of thoughts and emotions that don't serve. Breathing in to renew this commitment and exhaling. On this body scan through our mindful bodies, let's take our awareness up further into the torso, into the neck and shoulders. And let's see if we can be strong and straight, but relaxed, not uncomfortable, something we can hold for the few more moments of this practice together. Let's observe how the spine can lengthen and strengthen the back, and how easy and strong that can feel. If you're sitting or standing, that will be easier. But on a Sunday morning at 8:30, if you're still lying in bed, just stretch out your back as long as you can, enjoying the lengthening of your neck and thoracic spine. Visualize decompressing all of the weight that we carry, letting it go, Inhaling into the long, strong spine, reminding ourselves that we are strong enough to handle our burdens. We are strong enough to ask for help if we need and to receive it. Let's call to mind the metaphor of a tree whose large branch system up above is more than tripled down below, with a root system that may extend hundreds of feet in complexity, directions. And so the root system holding up a big, powerful tree is larger and more powerful than the tree. As are we. What's within can be larger and more powerful than what's without. And with each breath in, we remind ourselves of this possibility, of our potential, of our strength. When we greet ourselves with respect, with kindness, and offer the same to our fellow brothers and sisters, just as the tree's roots stretch far and wide and with complexity, so do our relationships. We may touch thousands of people's lives in ways that we are not aware. And so in our time together, let's recharge so that we can prepare to give ourselves and others highest and best. Breathing in deeply and lengthening the spine. And exhaling any fears or worries about our ability to meet the challenges in our own lives. Together, we can commit to doing it one breath at a time, one thought at a time, choosing the thoughts and emotions that serve our higher purpose as best we can. And when we mess up and fall into old habits, coming back to the breath and the body to remind ourselves that we can always renew, we can always begin again. We simply need to take another breath. We simply need to straighten just a little bit more. Relaxing the shoulders and the face. See if you can feel the hair on your head, if you have hair. Notice the sensation of breath entering the body, the coolness as the room temperature air is warmed up by our own bodies, and the warmth of each exhalation. Again, training our ability to focus and concentrate. Let's take another couple breaths in silence together to conclude our practice. And as we breathe, call to mind any intentions, observations, or insights that arose during this practice, and make a commitment to honoring those this week. Thank you for meeting with me today. I wish you a wonderful day. Bye-bye.